in person. Boom. Been having a pretty slow month. Real sorry about not getting the episodes up earlier. I saw some complaints on my YouTube saying, "Hey, what the fuck? It's been like a month." And we thought, guys, would you rather have a shitty Discord episode on time, or would you rather wait and get something awesome like me and Poob in the same room?
Yeah.
And I figured that was the better choice.
This camera dies. You'll just see that we're at the same table.
Yeah.
But you'll know that we're here together.
That's the important part, is
That'd
knowing
be
that we're
really
together.
cool.
Because the chemistry is better when we're together. Even though off camera we were just fighting like 5 minutes ago. And it got physical a little bit, but yeah, we're good. There's no struggles off scene or anything. Bitch. The last time Mr. Poop was here, we had a bonsai that we planted, and
we talked up a lot. Is like
the health of the bonsai is indicative of the health of the podcast, and I am glad to note that it is growing. It's growing. It's sprouted a little bit. We've done some trimming, some pruning, and I think it's going well.
I do have my mustache scissors if we want to.
Oh yeah, kind of shape this
more,
up.
Yeah.
Make maybe the foliage on it maybe a little bit more circular, like a
eagle-eyed viewers probably already spotted that. And we're excited, but
yeah. Okay, I have a gripe. I'm going to start this off with a gripe. I made a video on fishing mini games, best fishing mini games in games that weren't fishing games. So like, Far Cry having good fishing and stuff.
Rust.
Video sucked. All right, they did not do well view-wise. I keep like coming up with these ideas for videos. I'm like, this is gonna be a banger idea, and then I come out with the video, and I realized I have like scattered my audience into so many different directions. Turns out the people that are into guinea pigs getting cooked aren't the same people that are into fishing minigame videos, aren't the same people that are into Project Zomboid serial killer videos, aren't the people that are into whatever else I make. And anyways, I made the fishing minigame video the next week.
I saw that.
Who was it? Hold on.
Is it IGN or?
IGN came out with... PC Gamer came out with an article titled "Fishing Mini Games Are the Worst, and I'm Not Afraid to Say It." And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's just vaguely adjacent.
Yeah.
Kind of weird that you hit it the same week that my thing came out. And then
Suspicious.
And then IGN came out with what non-fishing game has the best fishing mechanics, which is literally what mine was. And I've realized that like there's been arguments that real journalism's dead. Because there's really no like incentive to being a real journalist. You know, like those movies where it's like, I'm a journalist, I have to get the truth out. The Rorschach types are gone.
No trench coats.
No trench coats, no spy cameras following around CEOs, titans of industry, acting like you're an intern, stealing paperwork, publishing stuff. All that's gone. They don't send people out in the field anymore.
Like they don't have a real reporter playing the game. They've gone
down to the point where I am technically a reporter because they turn to me like I'm Reuters, like I'm AP News.
Did they reference you?
No, they didn't even fucking say my name. Piss me off.
Coincidence then.
Yeah. So anyways, PC Gamer, IGN, if I see one of your employees, it's on site, okay? Better not have any employee badges. I'm going to do vicious things. You can't threaten violence, but are wedgies violence? If there's any lawyers in the audience, go ahead and write in. Tell me, is that violence?
Is using a fake hammer violence?
Yeah.
Is it fake violence?
Is going, hey, I think you pooped on your shirt, and when they look down, I uppercut them until their fucking nose is broken. Is that violence?
Pulling their canines out.
Pulling their eyelids down like they're shutters. Is stuff like that assault? That's what I want to know.
What's cartoon violence? What's real life violence?
Yeah.
If you have a good enough reason, sometimes they give you a break. Like somebody killed your kid, then you kill them. It's like, what, a crime of passion or something?
Yeah.
Where's that line like with plagiarism?
A crime of funny. No, I thought you were talking about a crime of funny.
Yeah,
For
like if the
example,
crime is funny enough.
yeah, like when I opened up the PO box, I was telling you guys yesterday. That guy sent in
My shorts are
a
right
fucking
now.
full plywood box with a big compressed spring in it with a boxing glove. So when I opened the lid, it would punch me in the face. The box was made with, I think it was like 1/2-inch plywood, and the lid was completely bowed from the amount of force. I think he used like a suspension, like a car suspension spring, fully compressed. It's like hundreds of pounds of torque.
Probably tear right through the boxing glove. Yeah, and just I don't know,
It
kill
would-
you.
No, it would have been like a Dragon Ball Z punch where it goes like through my chest, and there's a boxing glove out my back. And
funny.
I feel like there might be a crime there in terms of like sending that through USPS. Like, what if the
Oh, I
mailman
mean-
like accidentally like the latch popped and it punched his fucking kidney or something and he died?
And like you wouldn't be responsible, right?
No, the guy building it might be. But I feel like if he goes to court and goes like, come on, it's like the classic open the box, it punches you in the face prank. I didn't know it was going to kill a guy.
It's like classic.
Yeah, I feel, yes, I knowingly did it, but it's not because of like a religious reason. It's not like I'm spreading anthrax. I'm trying to just punch a guy in the face with an incredibly powerful
Like,
spring.
hit a guy in the foot with a mallet. That's not going to kill him, but it also shouldn't be assault.
Yeah.
If your intention's for the lump to go all the way up his foot to the top of his head somehow.
I have seen a video where a guy put down a
Yeah.
rake and tried to do the rake thing, and he stepped on it. It just went through his foot.
Yeah, I mean that's not even a crime to
That's
anyone.
even funnier,
Yeah.
I think.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, it's even
That
funnier
is funnier
than
because
stepping on a rake.
he was probably so scared of the handle coming up. He was so like ready.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm just kind of irritated about the whole fishing game plagiarism thing. It'd be different.
You're gonna
if,
fight back
I'm not gonna fight back, but it would be different if that video was like a huge success.
like millions,
Yeah.
millions. Yeah.
It kind of makes me feel the same way about like the Skyrim AI, like talking to animals thing, because that video did not do well at all. It went viral on Instagram, Reddit,
Yeah.
Twitter, went viral everywhere except for the video itself.
My YouTube page.
Yeah, and I did see that I got some gunners out there, as they say. There was a guy that posted clips of it on Twitter. And there was a lot of people that were like, "Fucking credit Sam, you piece of shit! I'll kill you."
I did see that.
Yeah,
That was touching.
that was touching. I like it when you guys threaten violence on my behalf.
That guy replied like 3 times, like, I posted the video, isn't that enough? Like, no.
I mean, really, I'm not going to get that bent out of shape about it because it's like, this guy thought something was funny enough that I made that he would share it on his own.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a compliment in and of itself. Secondly, the entire foundation of my business YouTube channel is a more like a legal gray. I was gonna say a moral gray area, probably that too.
A little
But
both.
It's a legal gray area where it's like I'm just using intellectual property to make a video and monetize it. I don't own Skyrim. I don't own the rights to it. Throwing ads on a Skyrim video, I'm surprised I can make that channel. And like it's been a career, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it wasn't video games, if it was a movie, and I was just like, I'm gonna play this movie and just talk about it. If I was a director, I'd be like, this fucking scumbag
Yeah.
has taken my movie. He's just talking about it and making a shitload of money. And so, I mean, I'm actually very thankful that game companies have realized it's more of a marketing avenue than anything.
I mean, we're talking about using clips from a movie for a video we're going to do tonight.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, it's like, why
Yeah,
do it yourself when
yeah.
they do it so good with all those people?
yeah. Like they've got like a bigger budget and like
Writers,
reshoots and stuff.
actual directors. I spend all this money on these cameras. Their cameras are way better that they shot that movie with.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point?
I love looking out to just all these cameras around me.
Yeah.
Scary.
Ugh. But that's all right when I burp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you hear it in this mic too. You're going to have to really fuck with the audio on this one.
Have you ever recommended a game to someone and then they don't like it and it's like humiliating?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's happened a lot more with movies or books and stuff. Like, it always sucks. It's like you're burying your soul,
Yeah.
and it's already kind of lame to like push a recommendation, and then I grovel. Like, if I really want someone to play or watch something, like I'll pester the shit out of them, and then if they don't like it, it's like I've wasted so much of their time, my time. I mean, it's like they came together, like I really wanted you to watch it, and you hated it.
I watched it, though.
Yeah, you did watch it, but I've had that with books recently where it's like, I'll ask them, and they're like, yeah, I didn't finish it. It's like, oh my God. Yeah,
That's not good.
It's humiliating. It doesn't really... With video games, I talk my friends into buying games a lot, where I'm like, we can play this on, like, we'll at least play 10 hours, and we'll play one time and be like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Waste their money.
I found this game. Actually, someone emailed it in, and he said, I would love to see you and your friends play this. It's called Aneurysm 4. And I looked it up, and I was like, this looks incredible. It looks so up my alley. It's like dark and dystopian, and it's kind of like clunky looking. It looked like it was made on Source Engine. And it had people like talking to each other, so it's multiplayer. I was like, this is right up my alley. I could have some goofs with some friends on this.
Great video out of this.
And so I brought it up to Fungal and my friends on Discord, and Fungal immediately led the opposition to it and was like, Sam, this looks like shit. It looks like a Gmod server. It looks like Dark RP, and you should be ashamed for liking this. I just know exactly what this is. It's garbage. And, when I met with just like such antagonistic remarks to something that I was like, hey guys, I would love to do this with you, and then they just turn around and go like, you're fucking stupid and your brain's small because this is like the worst thing in the world. I started defending this game I hadn't even played yet.
Yeah,
I was like, look at it. It's checking off all the boxes.
Double down.
Yes, I doubled way too hard, and I was like, dude, this game is gonna rock. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the best game that we've played this week. It's going to, I set the bar real low.
Yeah.
This week, how many new games have you played in the last week? If you've only played one, then it's like it has to be at the top of it. And so I got them all to buy it. It's $9 on sale, and we got in there, and there's probably like 5 of us, and it's a game where you start off as a skeleton, and you're like ethereal, and you have to go find a worker to inhabit. Your skeleton becomes inside their body, and you become that person, and you have different clearance levels. And so the more you play it, you build up like money and prestige, and you can rank up in this dystopian society. And so at the beginning, I started off as like a vagrant, and we were like looking up like, how do you get money? And I found this guy that had like a big suit of armor on. I was like, I want to be you. How do I be you? And he's like, oh, you got to go down the laundromat. I'm like, what the fuck? So we all go down the laundromat. We go in there, and there's this fucking Swedish guy. I feel like that's a weird nationality to have beef with, but I've ran into enough Swedes now where you guys are like, I'm this close to being kind of anti-Swede, okay? Yeah. You guys did surströmming, which is like an offense to the world.
I don't know what that is.
They just bury fish, and then they put lye on it, and then they go, let's wait till that rots, and then we'll eat it.
Oh, okay.
And then there's this one Swedish guy that was in the laundromat. He's like, oh, you guys here to do laundry? And you pull this lever.
Wasn't that one guest on the podcast, Swedish?
Yes,
the prison guard.
Yeah. Who was like, I have awesome stories to tell you, and they didn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So strike 3.
Strike 3 on the Swedes. You guys need to shape up, okay? I have one of my best friends is Norwegian, and they don't like the Swedes because they're right next to them. And so automatically I'm going to side with him already. So Norwegians are up here, Swedes kind of down here for me.
Are Saabs a Swedish car?
Maybe.
Because then you get 1 point back for me.
Oh, you like Saabs?
Swedish Fish too.
Swedish Fish are some of the weakest gummy-related candies out there.
That's fair, but
Sour Punch.
But they're still out there.
The Sour Punch straws.
Yeah, I mean any sour.
Like the best.
A sour gummy is gonna beat a regular gummy every time. Okay, I'm talking pure base gummy. I'm gonna have to go piss in a second.
Dude, having those burps live is so awesome.
They're so much louder than I ever imagined.
Crystal Clear, the world's oldest brewery, Crystal Wesbier, brewed under the purity law of 1516. Thank God.
These twists.
No, but I do have a bottle opener. Abby, by the way, the guy that sent this in, this is a handmade bottle opener. They made it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's got like 4 different wood types on it. Abby opened up upstairs in the kitchen. We have a bar area. She opened up the drawer and spilt a big thing of like coffee syrup into the drawer and got like all this stuff in there wet. And then so she took it and she's like, oh, fuck. So she threw it all in the sink and then just filled it up with water. And like,
it's wood.
this is like multiple layers of beautifully like the one of the very final thin sheet of wood on the side here like started separating, and I was like, I'm sorry, this is like one of the nicest things that has ever been sent into the PO box. I just have to take it downstairs to just make sure it stays in good form. You've disrespected it, so I'm really sorry, guy, but don't worry, it's in good hands now.
What is this?
I don't know. It's called Waheistofaner Crystal Weissbier. Crystal Clear.
Store dark and keep cool. Have you done those 2 things?
No, I haven't.
It's a good size.
Mm-hmm. Odd.
Yeah.
That one's odd.
Yeah, I would just it's
This is like a beer that you would drink after you've already had some and you'd be
it
more
tastes
happy.
like ham or something almost. The aftertaste is a little hammy.
That's good. It is kind of hammy in a way.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you for this. I almost got a really good beer, but then you wanted a matching one. So I had to get this one.
Okay, so
Since 1003.
okay, and I do need to actually go back a little bit. You like walked away in the middle of my fucking aneurysm 4 segment.
Sorry.
Kind of pissed me off in like the most insane way, but
Sorry.
it's fine. I won't take it out on you later once the cameras are off.
I needed some air. I needed to get my beads.
The kids are treating him like fucking royalty. I don't even exist in this house anymore. The amount of pictures that have been drawn for him, and he came back from upstairs with a necklace and some bracelets that they made for him.
Mr. Poob.
Yeah.
On it. Be cool.
Fuck. I'll be cool again once you leave. But anyways, Aneurysm 4, we go to the laundromat.
I totally left right when you were talking. I thought it was over. But,
No. The Swedish guy, as soon as we walk into the laundromat in Aneurysm 4, we've become these street urchins basically looking for a job, trying to get money. We go into the laundromat. He goes, oh, you were here to do laundry? Cool. And there's like a big lever on the wall that you can pull it, and every once in a while it'll drop down dirty laundry. And you take the laundry and you physically pick it up and you put it into the washing machine, and then you have to wait there like an asshole until it finishes, and then you pull that laundry out and you move it over to the dryer.
Like real laundry.
Like real laundry. And then you wait like an asshole talking with people. And the whole time the Swedish guy's sitting in the corner like, oh, you guys knew? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, we're just starting out doing laundry, getting money. He's like, it's a good way to make money. It's a good way.
So is this an MMO or something? Like all these are real people?
These are real people.
Okay.
And it's basically Dark RP. Fungal was absolutely right. It's
Okay.
it's basically like a Gmod server, but a game.
I don't know what Dark RP is.
It's like a Gmod
okay.
role play thing.
Okay.
And then once it finishes drawing, you have to bring it to the central table where you fold. The second I waited for both these stupid machines to go, the second I put down my clothes to fold them, he very quickly, the Swedish guy, folded my laundry for me and deposited it into the folded laundry basket where he collected the money.
Oh.
This guy preys on the very most fragile people on the server. And he's probably complaining like, oh, why doesn't anybody play this game? Gee, I don't fucking know. Maybe because you're an asshole that waits at the very bottom rung of society, and you it's like stealing money from homeless people. It's like pickpocketing a homeless person.
Worse.
Yeah.
Because it's virtual. And do you think he was in league with the guy outside. That was like,
No, I think that guy
Wow.
was legitimately just like, yeah, dude, this is where you make money. And then he probably should have warned us. Some people will take your laundry and fold it for you.
and the Swedish guy.
The worst crime I could imagine.
I think I'm
someone-
overthinking this. He works at the laundromat, or he was
He's
just
just
hanging
doing.
out,
He's just doing the same thing we're doing, just
Oh.
washing laundry,
waiting for you, to
waiting
get-
for us to try to fold. Because he's like, I've done this 1,000 times. I can fold it faster than he can.
You would so do that to people, though.
Well, yeah.
Now
If
that
he
you
was, if he
know,
wasn't
yeah.
there, if there was no, like, if he wasn't there, of course I would be the guy that'd be like, "You guys here to do laundry?
Let me help.
Yeah, I'll help you. I'll show you how to fold it once you get it all washed." From there we went to a mine and we found a guy that was beating a rock with a crowbar. No, he was beating it with a lead pipe, and he was much nicer. I was like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" He's like, "Hey, guys, I folded enough laundry to be able to afford this pipe, and if we beat these rocks together, we will be able to make some money." So it takes a long time with a pipe, but maybe if we can all go fold laundry together, we can pool our resources and get one pickaxe, and then we can split the revenue. And I'm like, this is worse than real work. I would actually rather just like you're working at a laundromat to be able to go to the LeQuint Dickey Mining Company from Django Unchained. Like it's like hell. It's literal hell.
Beat a rock with a pipe. Yeah. Oh boy, I've made it in the world.
And I got off the game and just Fungal like had this air to him. Like there was just like, you vouched for this game. I told you I was right. And he just made me like, he looked like Johnny Bravo and I look like a fucking worm. I look like Johnny Bravo's stupid little nerd neighbor. And and he didn't like hold it over my head or anything, but he just sat back and he knew. You know,
Smug.
yeah, there was like a certain level of smugness where he's like, "Hey, dude, I didn't mean to do that to you, but I could just tell from the trailer of the game that what you were vouching for was shit."
And you couldn't even fake it to make it. Like, did you even try to be like, guys, actually, it is still fun? Or it was just
I
so
tried,
bad?
but it was the dystopian setting really just sucked all joy out of me. Once my clothes were folded for me, once again, guys, one of the worst crimes that can happen to a person, someone folding your laundry. Once that was done for me, I just wrapped it up, really. I just knew it was shit, and I carried on to the mine, just hoping that maybe there's a beautiful sunshine over the horizon. And I get down there, guy beating a rock with a stick. There's no sunshine.
After hours at the laundromat. Yeah, that sucks. I basically lost, like, my friend Jaden just doesn't trust me anymore because I've done that with a lot of games where I'm like, okay, I know I remember this one and like the last. It's better when it's a $9 game, but
Yeah.
I got him with that.
Well, they all refunded it immediately.
That Amazon MMO. What was that called? New World.
Yeah.
I like got it really hyped about that and was like, I'm gonna play it for at least 30 hours. Like, even if it sucks, I'll still play. We did one session, like 4.5 hours, no refund available, and it cost $70 when it came out, and it wasn't fun.
If you
And
make an
it's-
MMO and you can only milk 4 hours out of it, that is pathetic.
It was boring, and like since then I've gotten a couple indie games where I'm like, come on, let's try it, and like I feel like it's affected us.
Yeah.
Because any game now, I'm like, this looks good. He's like, oh, don't fucking start. Like,
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen here. I don't know how to get that trust back. Like, I need a sleeper game that's really good
Aneurysm 4.
that I
get
can
'em
bring
on.
to him. Yeah. That I can be like, Jaden, like, what if we just played this you and I? It could be really fun, but.
My friend
some of the
Steve
games-
is constantly giving out cooking tips to people and like telling them, you need to try this sauce, you need to try making it like this. He's sent people stuff to cook with and they love it and everything. This kid, I would never accept a thing from him. He gets food poisoning every month.
Ugh.
Where he's just like, oh yeah, I left some shit out on the counter for like 4 days and ate it and apparently it fucked me. I'm like, dude, I would never, I'm not taking a single
So
tip
gross.
from you. Yeah, fuck you, dude.
The guy from the symbiote story, he's got gross food habits. That's weird. The guy with the hat that was so gross, we talked about it for 2 hours. That doesn't seem right to me.
What
No,
was so great about that story was just how straight-faced Willard was. Like Willard just sounded like he was recounting the most traumatic
Yeah,
thing in his life.
1,000-yard stare
Yeah.
talking about that.
And then we would
just to
riff,
try.
and he'd just be sitting there like,
Be like, no, it was worse.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so anyways, and then we hit Sarasota.
Yeah, I'm glad you can laugh about it. That was really
Yeah.
funny.
And then we crossed over the New York State line. We still had 11 hours ahead of us.
Yeah. I don't know why I just started talking. I have nothing to add to that.
This beer's growing on me. The more I drink it, the more I care for it.
Yep. Yeah. I drink, I guess, just a little bit more when I get past that ham line. I used to drink Voodoo Ranger, and this is making me pause. But I mean, it's good. It's
Okay,
I
actually,
can't read a goddamn word on it, but I think it is beer.
yeah. I've told you guys this before, but I go down to what's it? More Total Wine and More. It's like a big Costco for alcohol. And they have like an import section where you can build your own six pack. And I just went in there and I grabbed every weird beer I could find.
I was really confused because he stocked them in a fridge for me, and I was pretty tired and stuff, jet lag or whatever, from driving an hour to get here.
Yeah.
And like every beer in the fridge. What? Because not a single one of them was in English.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, go grab yourself a beer. Like, I'm looking for, I don't know, a Corona or something. Like, I guess it's not English either. But each one of them just got, more and more obscure. And now we're at the back of the fridge on ham beer.
Yeah.
And like, they are.
But
they're pretty good. Like, most of them are good. This isn't even bad. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Which I'll take over, like, I mean, this is probably better than like a Bud Light. So
I don't know, dude. People shit on Bud Lights and stuff and Coors, but I feel like I could throw back so many of those. Like, they're such a good like session beer. Like, they have almost no flavor, but if you mow the grass or something like that and you're hot and you see like an ice cold Bud Light, I'd fucking tear it up. You should have gotten a Bud Light for my mom, dude. What's up, lady?
it's kind of a little more morbid in person being this close to it.
She's chilling, dude. She likes hanging out with me.
Got two pigs and a rando back there. Yeah, it's just.
Is that immoral, by the way?
What?
Some people have indicated that, like, that's not right. Like, you're too...
The way that it looks or the way that you have your mom?
Yeah, like,
right
my lightheartedness towards... Like, some people feel like you should hold an urn with, like, utmost respect and, like...
I think it's up to you. It's, like, your relationship with your mom, so...
Yeah.
I don't think someone else could be like, hey, man, you need to put that on your mantle. It's like...
Yeah. I mean,
maybe
like,
his mom loved that kind of stuff.
I don't think... I never had, like, a relationship with my mom where I'd be like, oh, like... When I put you to rest, I will come to you and
I will covet you.
Yeah, it'll be like Coco, where I come to you with lay down flowers at your urn. I feel like my mom, if she was dead, she'd be like, hey, what's up? How you doing, honey? You got that 24-pack I sent you out for? And then the other lady, I mean, she was just sitting in a closet. I have no idea what she was like, but that has to be better than being in a closet. Right?
Yeah. It's a step. It's like the difference between folding laundry and hitting a rock with a stick. Like, she's made it to like a shelf with like grotesquerie items and stuff. So it's like, I don't know what was in the if the closet before was really nice. I don't know if it's necessarily a step up, but
it's the one that had all the beads in it upstairs in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where she was. She was up there on the top shelf in the back corner.
I call
dark.
it a wash.
Yeah.
She was up a level
Yeah, but it was dark in there.
closer to heaven, but now she's
Now she's down here and she gets to listen to us. That's pretty cool. Look, she looks so happy. She's looking right at me.
right next to the bowl. The headless bowl. Yeah, there's a lot of oddities in here. I like it though. Makes me feel cozy. And his ability to host has stepped up quite a bit. I'll say.
Thank you.
I'm in a bed now.
Your actual bed.
And we've got like foreign beers, which is fancy. Last time I came here, I made a fucking fool of myself. Tried to get some Chinese takeout out of the fridge at like 2 a.m. and apparently they still talk about it, how fucking loud I was just trying to open up the container. So like I'm pretty, I mean, it's like a full ass house down here, so
Yeah.
I don't really need anything.
I had the greatest idea, and it was something that I think I've talked about on the podcast before. It was I've talked about ether on here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a big ether segment where I was like, oh, yeah, I need to find ether. if in case you guys haven't seen it, I basically figured out that there was a drug that was very popular in 1800s Ireland called ether, and they would take it and like they would sniff it. Sometimes if you were a gentleman, you'd put it on a rag,
Yeah.
and you'd sniff it, which classy stuff. I think I would kind of have it maybe on a handkerchief, and I'd pull it out and act like I'm coughing into it, but in reality, I'd and sometimes they would drink it. I found out the method of drinking it too, because it smells like rocket fuel. They're like, first you take a big swig of cold water and you put it in your tummy so that it has something to land in when it gets down there.
It's a jumping pad for
Yep.
ether.
And then you swish a lot of water in your mouth.
To
Then
make jumping pads all over the mouth.
yeah. And then right when you swallow it, as the water's going down, then you throw back the ether and it follows the water, and it like you don't want it to touch your skin apparently on inside of your body. And it fucks you up. It really fucks you up. But most people huff it. And it was so problematic at the time. This was during like what is like their prohibition over there? It was called like they had like a different name for it.
The Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Over in Ireland.
In Ireland, yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't want you to have alcohol. That was the Dark Ages over there, the temperance movement or whatever. And they were trying to get rid of it, and they're like, the alternative is you should do ether because it doesn't fuck you up as bad.
Better for your liver.
Yeah, and you only get fucked up for a couple minutes versus being drunk all day. Apparently, you would go into a village and you could tell it was a bad ether abusing village because like the entire village would reek of it. It would like stick into the thatch roof, like the stench of ether, and it was incredibly flammable. So if someone lit some on fire, like the building was gone in an instant. But apparently, yeah, it doesn't have like huge organ damage problems unless you abuse it a lot,
Drink it a lot. And
Yeah.
Stuff.
and it's not addictive, except for they said.
For you, you're gonna want it again.
That's what they said. They said there's no physical dependency on it, no chemical dependency.
Once you have a taste.
Other than the want to do it again once you've done it. And I said, I mean, that's as good as an addiction gets. I think
Yeah.
it has to be awesome if your body's like, I don't even need it, but psychologically you're like, I don't need
It's like
it.
playing
I just
video games.
I just want it. I
Yeah.
just want it
Like
again.
I just had a good time.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind if I had a glass jar full of ether and a rat.
I just want to smell it again. What's wrong with that? And so, anyways, then I started looking up, is ether illegal? Federally, not a controlled substance. And then I'm like, what about in Florida? Florida, not illegal either. You can buy it for laboratory use. Now, don't get petroleum ether. It's called diethyl ether. Petroleum ether is for your car. Diethyl ether is like laboratory grade ether that you would huff. And the only thing I could figure out is it might be illegal as like a small misdemeanor with a fine, especially first, I've never had a run-in with the law.
And like them coming into your house and like looking for ether. Like who would know it's ether?
Yeah. Well, apparently I could get busted for abuse of inhalants. They would be like, you're inhaling stuff you're not supposed to, but it's legal to own. And I was like, Abby, I was like, gonna get some. I was like, let's try some ether. Old timey drug. Why not?
Yeah.
And Abby was like, I'm putting my fucking foot down. You're not going to be huffing a rag. And he's coming with his girlfriend. You're not going to be like, imagine what her point of view is. She's like, oh, I'm meeting this guy that, and now he shows up and goes like, here's this rag. I got an old timey drug.
Oh, baby, it's not addictive. I'm just going to be wanting more and more of it. I just like it.
It's not addictive. It's just like, it's my personality now, and it's all I want to do.
Like people are like biased towards huffers. Like
Yeah.
it can be more healthy. It's just got a bad connotation.
Yeah.
Like huffing a rag.
Well, it's kind of weird that Abby's like, I'm going to put my foot down, but yet she lets me go buy any beer I want.
liver damaging.
I haven't earned. My mom died from this shit. I ain't never seen someone die from ether unless they're trying to smoke a cigarette and do it at the same time, and it blows their fucking head off.
Fire shoots out their fingers and toes. Yeah, the only thing I ever knew about ether was the Jay-Z diss track by Nas, and in that song, I'd have to re-listen to it, but it seems like a cool thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just clear, right? Like, it just looks like you can put it anywhere in your house.
Yeah.
People wouldn't know.
Yeah. Although I would probably have it would be like a bottle with like a big
Skull.
like surgical tubing coming and then a little mask. And I'd put it on like Bane. Yeah. And then I'd be laid out on the floor next to it.
Is it just gives you like a head rush or what? Like, what does it do?
Apparently it's just awesome. Hold on, let's see.
It's like huffing gas.
Ether effects on brain. The effects of ether intoxication are similar to those of alcohol intoxication, but more potent, potentially leading to distorted thinking, euphoria, and visual and auditory hallucinations at higher doses. Yeah. Ether's effects are also linked to its action as an NMDA antagonist, a type of neurotransmitter receptor blocker. It can lead to, all those things I said earlier about like euphoria and hallucinations. A sense of well-being and happiness. What's wrong with that?
Why did it fall off? Why? It sounds awesome. Like, why is ether not? There's got to be a catch, right?
Yeah.
Like, it can't be.
I
Super.
I also was looking that up, and people are like, "Why isn't it abused as much as other things? Considering it doesn't do that much damage to you." And the consensus is, it explodes, so not good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Super
very
flammable.
Yeah, very flammable, and the juice isn't worth the squeeze. They're like, why not just fucking pop a pill or drink something or
Because the liver and other stuff.
like why not do poppers or whatever? But then again, I think it's one of the guys from MASH, one of the lead guys from MASH. He did poppers. I thought poppers were harmless, except for they make your butthole wide. And but apparently he was on Viagra, and he was doing poppers, and he told his wife, he was like, I'm gonna try to have the best orgasm ever. And so he had Viagra, and he did a bunch of poppers, and apparently it can fuck with your heart. Poppers do.
Oh.
They give you like arrhythmia or something like that, and so that and Viagra is bad for your heart. He had a heart attack and died. So never heard of anybody doing ether and having a heart attack and dying, just burning down their thatch village.
Never heard of anyone doing ether, but yeah, it's true. Viagra kills a lot of old men. Throw some poppers in.
Have you ever done Viagra?
No, I've done poppers.
Oh yeah.
It did.
Whoa, we make an awesome pair if I start taking Viagra and you start taking butthole loosening poppers.
How can we combine these two things? And then throw an ether rag in the middle.
Honey, the ether made me do it.
Abby, why'd you let me get this ether? Yeah, we can make a room stink.
It was apparently so prolific. It was like there were stories of kids would go to grab groceries for the family. Apparently that was really common. Like, so you send like your 8-year-old, 10-year-old to go grab like a loaf of bread and some little things to bring home, and the grocers would give the kids, here's a little ether for the ride home, sonny, and they'd be like, oh, fucking ether, yeah. And then they would get home all fucked up.
I'm a Peaky Blinder.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
And there's stories of like people traveling to Ireland, and they're like, there's just like 10-year-old kids strung out on the sidewalk, fucked up on ether. You can smell the whole town reeks of it. And I mean, if a whole town can get not a non-addictive substance can take over an entire town, has to be good.
Or addictive secretly.
Yeah, either or. But you know, there was some people in the comments that were saying Sam has like drug-seeking behavior.
You do, yeah. I mean, you like are one of the only people I've ever met that like actively like looks for new things to get hooked on.
Not hooked on.
You're not just try.
Yeah.
No, which I think is more understandable. But like even I don't know. I remember with like Zens and stuff. You're like, I just want to see.
Yeah.
Which it's like most people will be like, don't try it because you might get addicted.
I didn't like nicotine. Did nothing for me. It made my forehead feel fuzzy and like there was crackliness, and then it kind of made me sick to my stomach a little bit, and a little bit nauseous. And I was like, what's the you always see people like scientists and stuff. They're like, I got to pull an all-nighter, crack this code. I'm going to smoke cigarettes and drink coffee. I feel like no. Like I felt no mental sharpness, no enhanced acuity.
Yeah.
With nicotine, I feel like that's a sham. I think that's a lie.
I don't know. I felt it. Happy definitely at least has tricked himself into feeling it because
Really?
he started doing like at his new job. He like got himself hooked on Zens just because he's like, I need the boost.
Yeah.
And he like drink a cup of coffee and then pop like Zens. But I think it basically started. It was also like spiking his anxiety and yeah, I think.
I don't need that.
He had like a heart hurting after a while because he was drinking so much coffee and doing so many Zens.
Jesus.
So I mean, it's not worth it. But
Yeah.
Ether sounds like it's got none of those drawbacks.
Yeah, ether just sounds like a big winner. Besides the stink. But
And it's like, how bad's is it
would you
smell like
rather
weed?
have like liver toxicity or stink? I think I'd rather have stink.
Do you like sweat out the stink, or like it just
it
stinks?
permeates your body. Yeah, you just kind of smell like it, and apparently like it's in your sinuses and olfactory for a while.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of glad you didn't buy it because I definitely would have tried it, and then I'd just
We're
be
going
like,
out on a double date later, and we're just like stink like dead fuel.
You got any of that ether with you? You got that rag?
Pass the rag.
Yeah.
We
I
were
know.
sharing a napkin in the restaurant.
I got a little spaghetti.
These guys are eating like animals.
Yeah.
Intentionally putting food on my face. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but like, I think she's kind of put her foot down on my journey, though. She's like, you know what? So far, you haven't shown any addictive behaviors. Like, my battery ran out on my weed vape, and I just didn't smoke for like a week. It didn't bother me. I could still sleep fine. I did kava for a while, and I was like, I don't get it.
You'd be like a great person to try like heroin. Or something, because it's like they feel so good, but then you're like instantly addicted.
Nah, I don't want to try that. There's
You-
some things that like I don't want to risk, because like heroin, like people go from. Have you ever seen like Soft White Underbelly?
No.
No, it's a YouTube channel where this guy like goes and interviews like people that are just
I've heard of it,
vagrants,
yeah.
and they ask them their life story. The amount of people I've seen that are like, I used to own 3 companies, big ass house, had a vacation home, had a perfect family, tried opiates once, and I'm like, okay, dude, that guy, he had it all.
That
And
guy
then-
could probably get hooked to ether though.
That's
You're
true, yeah.
like stronger.
Can't lose weight. Okay, like willpower's not that strong.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get you didn't get addicted to working out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only
Yeah.
thing that happened. Your body's just perfectly
I'm so
okay.
impervious to addiction. I can't even get down like a routine.
I can't get addicted to loving my wife, my children. I have no hobbies. I don't own a car anymore. You weren't addicted to your car like so many people are.
My phone broke
Yeah,
like fucking 2 weeks ago.
You're free. Yeah, I mean, of course, I want to try heroin just to see, but not on like my body. But
Yeah.
if we get
I've
to the
actually
future-
heard people that are like ex-addicts talking about their experience on opiates or heroin, and they make it seem like it might be the best thing ever. Like I've never heard, you never hear like a cokehead go like, oh man, let me tell you about doing a line of coke. You hear heroin addicts go like, it's like your body is being submerged in the perfect warm water all over. It's the warmest, most comfortable feeling.
Never
Like,
tried a hot tub.
like you're in a feather bed. Like it's you're just at comfort, maximum comfort. And I mean, as a fat little bitch, max comfort. That seems like something that could get pretty addicting.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Like a hot tub and then a bed.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that in real life. I couldn't stay at a hotel or something. Yeah, I wonder. I haven't really looked into like how people feel, but yeah, you always hear about the like euphoria and the comfort. Like I have family members that have done it, so I guess I could just ask that. It's not really like a thing people like to bring up, though. if
Yeah,
they-
it's usually like a place of shame. And if you come to the like, tell me how it is.
Yeah. Was it awesome? Do you miss it?
Yeah, relive it as if it's the coolest thing in the world.
Oh, that's badass. You had to go to rehab? Do you miss it? Do you wish you hadn't gone to rehab?
I
Yeah.
got some in my house. I was just wondering what it's like before I try it.
I left it in my unlocked house. But I'm going to go to the store really quick.
It's right there in that drawer. Yeah, be right back.
Got a rubber hose. I always get confused. Heroin, you have to like tie up your arm, right?
Yeah.
Do you use a spoon in heroin, or is
Yeah, I think so.
okay?
Yeah, they heat
Wish
it
I
up,
knew
and then
more.
which is weird because I feel like you're putting like boiling liquid into a syringe and then into your arm.
And then how does meth work? That makes you go really hyper.
I don't know. I don't like all the the trendy cool drugs. I don't want to try. I want to do the weird stuff like the rag.
Ether.
Yeah, I
can't
want to
think-
be like Jekyll and Hyde type drugs. You know, stuff like that.
Separate the man from the legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only type of like, I guess, opiate I would try is opium, where you put it in like the long pipe, like an old Chinese opium den.
And then
And
you
smoke
just
it that
lay
way.
there.
Yeah, lay there while they take everything out of your pockets.
I tried to buy an opium pipe recently, and I couldn't get it. Like people wanted it.
Yeah, probably
that'd
because
be
there's
real.
little bits of opium
Yeah,
in
I
the bowl.
know. I was curious. Yeah, like would it have a little? Because I'd be like, look, guys, I want to put a little tobacco in here, and then I'd just be wishing. But I don't know how that works.
Thought there are a lot of patrons that are in the Discord because of the patron role. There's been something we've kind of been swishing around in our collective brains over there in the Discord, and I think to combat the current societal hierarchy we have in the Discord, we want to give the rat people kind of an opportunity to get a representative in there in the Discord, someone with power. And so we've been mulling around the idea of a president of the Discord. And that president would be elected, and he would be representative
The
of you
worst
guys.
person you've ever met.
He
in
would
your life.
Yeah, well, I kind of like the idea of like who would the people select? Because all the mods in there are just people that like I meet them through these events or whatever, like any server events I do. I meet him and I go like, that guy's kind of funny and he seems like he's not a creep. I'll give him moderator until he does something weird, and then I take away moderator.
Yeah.
But we're thinking that the president role will be something beyond the scope of a moderator. It'll be a little bit more powerful. And so it's, the people supersede the power of the moderation team. And I just kind of want to see, like, what will the president get up to? Well, I want to see what can, like, I would
What's
say,
the
like,
worst they can do.
not the worst they can
The
do. I want
best
to,
they
I
can
want to
do.
see, like, what will this guy implement? Will he make roles for the people? Will he make rooms for the people?
There'll be term limits,
Yes, there will be term limits for sure.
like 4 years or like less than that. Or...
Way less than 4 years. Yeah. And of course, there's a president, but then there's
Shadow president.
then there's the deep state,
Yeah. Big
AKA
brother.
me. And I'll be able to, yank power if things get a little bit crazy or, stalled.
Yeah.
Or as I call him, my Goebbels. I'll get him to yank any power away if need be. But just something to you guys think about. So if you're watching this and you're in the Discord, just start trying to pull together some resources, because there's some people already that I think I know, like, the usual suspects of who's gonna be elected right now. But if I give you guys forewarning, you might be able to start drumming up some support
Campaigns.
for kind of like an October Revolution or something in the Discord.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I mean, it gives them something to do.
Yeah. And
Let's
maybe
see.
after you rule for some time, whoever is elected, depending on how they are, who they are, they might be a guest on a future episode. Tell us about the goings-ons, aspirations, what they plan to do with their term. We'll discuss term limits, stuff like that.
Yep. So the guest hunt is obviously going well.
Yeah.
because We'll be talking about having Discord president on in a future episode. After a
Could be
couple
huge.
months of them ruling. Yeah, see how they're doing. Keep up with them.
right now you're mentally, emotionally, you're low, your confidence low.
I'm very
The pressure
tired.
is on.
The pressure, yeah.
You didn't sleep well because this isn't your home. There's a certain level of uncomfortability. Honestly, I also said this too. I set up the bed in there. It's right next to a giant floor to ceiling window, and I have blinds on it, but I laid in the bed and I was like, Abby, come in here and lay next to me. Tell me whether or not this is uncomfortable to you. And she's like, no, I love this bed. It's comfortable. I'm like, not that. I'm talking about the presence of the window right here.
The feng
And she's
shui.
like, what? I mean, it's just a window. I'm like, a guy with a ball peen hammer could hit that and be strangling you in 12 seconds. Like,
He could
the
just jump
excess-
through the window and be on me.
yes, the accessibility next to the giant window. And I noticed you put Krista towards the window. out
It's
of fear.
because if I get taken out right away, we don't stand a chance. But if she gets
But
started,
if she's getting gnawed on
yeah,
first,
if she's
you can,
getting attacked,
you
I have
can
a
come
chance
get the
to-
weightless
Yeah.
prop hammer.
in the sugar glass bottle. Watch this, guys. Bow, bow, bow.
That's a funny bit.
Hey, we got one. Doing.
You're in a movie prop warehouse and a guy breaks in and you have to kill him and you're like, oh, I'll stab him with this. Oh, fuck, it's a stab-proof knife. I'll hit him with the hammer. Oh, it's a foam hammer. I'll crack the bottle over his head. Oh, fuck. It looks like Jason Voorhees
Yeah.
just walking through all of it. That's awesome.
This pipe wrench. This pipe wrench, I'll do.
This Eric wrote in again.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he wrote in. He said, "Thank you for reading my email. I was truly astonished that you read it on an episode of the podcast. I was also astonished that you read my name out loud. So now the whole community knows I like this podcast and they know my name. You sealed that my parasocial relationship between the three of us. I will ensure that a long time after I'm dead, that my funds will continue to support the Patreon." Guys, I think we said this last time, but now we're going to drive home the idea that you guys need to be more like this Eric guy. Okay?
Did we say his full name last time?
Probably.
Oh, boy.
This is also my pathetic attempt to now get my email read again on the podcast because I'm an addict now. Also, when I say not every episode is great, I mean it in an endearing way. Like how even the best shows of all time have bad episodes.
Okay, this guy might be a little delusional, but thank you, Eric. That's
To P. Sam, really proud of you for letting your family know what you do. It was a big step for you.
I didn't.
And I know you failed. You failed in the thing he's talking about. It was a big step for you, and I know it was nerve-wracking, but you did it. It's done with. As someone with anxiety of every little thing I do, I understand your hesitation to tell your family. Also, I want to let you know that I understand, and I'm sure many of the viewers do, your laziness. Yes, you have a dream job and pretty good life, but a lot of people in our generation suffer from the same motivation issues. Even on your hardest days, just be proud you've made it this far.
That's so sad that, like, the biggest uplifting part of that's like, I'm so proud of you for telling your dad started this episode. I'm too scared. I didn't do it.
I can't.
Also, I know you're a lazy piece of shit, but at least you did that much. Oh, okay. Oh, Eric. I
Yeah.
love our weekly Eric segment where we read his email. We'll see
To
soon.
G Sam, that's me. Just want to let you know that you claim to put out slop content, but I failed to find anything in recent history. You put out lots of great content. Watch every video. Your dynamic with your friends is what makes you so entertaining. Even your solo stuff, you're very enjoyable to watch. Your content is not tiring like some other YouTubers you associate with, so don't ever get bored of your channel. You seem like a great dad. As someone who recently became a father, it always warms my heart to hear your stories of being a great dad, giving your kids memorable moments. For some great future segments on the podcast, I would love to see y'all hit some of those low-hanging fruit stuff like reading stuff off of Reddit. Maybe a monthly book you two could read would be good as well. I think Brian, actually, before he tragically passed away, which he said, actually, that's not cool. I did ask him about that. Yeah, he said, what? You've been saying that I've been dead? And I was like, oh, shit. Like, is that not all right? And he was like, no, that's weird. Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so Brian's not dead, guys. I fired him. Sorry about
Is that
that.
better?
Yeah. I thought it was funnier if we said he
Yeah.
died. Turns out it's not. Maybe a monthly book or two you guys could read would be good as well. Just make sure you keep the book relatively short so there's a chance you'll both finish it. Those are nice things to say, by the way. I think. Thank you so much. To stall, anyways. Eric, even at
We
our
got
lowest,
one guy.
we got one guy that's like,
almost like actively rooting it for us to do less. Read Reddit stories. Do a book club.
yeah. Also,
Thanks, Eric.
since he's giving us positive criticism about the podcast, I do want to say that the last episode we made was the brainchild of Hoob here, and he was like, "Hey, we recorded this like 45 minutes to an hour. That wasn't a complete episode, but what if we come back and like review it, and then like." If something doesn't land, we pause it and we like review our own episode. There was a lot of comments indicating that you guys thought it was an old shitty episode we did that you've already seen, and then we're like fixing it by like riff tracking on it. The original failed episode is not something you've ever seen before. It was all original content. Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like those comments criticizing it, saying like, "Oh, this is lazy. You're just reviewing an old episode." No, you're reviewing an episode that you've never seen before. Arguably took way more work than a normal episode would, I think.
Yeah.
But
So
what do I know?
Yeah. Never leave a comment like that again.
Yeah. More importantly, only say nice things that make us smile. Okay, that's what you want.
Eric is definitely not a guy we know. Definitely not one of us sending in emails. I actually like Eric. He should be president of the Discord.
That would be great if. Yeah, he's an alter ego we come up with to orchestrate a grassroots rooting for us audience. Eric writing it every month, writing in emails about how great we are.
Eric era. Well,
Yeah, last night we were all sitting up on my back porch around a fire, and Crystal pulls out her phone and goes like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna open up episodes of your podcast."
she was like, she said that Spotify had shorts, and we're
Yeah.
like, no, they don't.
And she started playing shorts of our own podcast. I was like, "That I don't really know you that well, but you're about to be attacked on my back porch if you don't put that podcast away."
Yeah, I stepped on her foot hard. If I hear my own voice come out of this right now while I'm trying to escape on vacation, you're gonna see a new side of me.
Yeah.
It's.
There's nothing worse, man.
I can think of a lot of.
I've
I'm
seen.
looking at these tools in front of me. I can think of a couple worse things. Hammer to the back of the head.
I know.
Pipe wrench to
I know
the
I've said
knee.
this before, but I saw something where like Casey Neistat was invited to some event thing, and he goes into the lobby, and there's like 20 televisions in the lobby, just every direction, all on the walls, and every single TV is playing one of his videos.
Ugh.
And he was just like, "Oh, this is great! Oh, you guys are playing all my videos. This is awesome!" And they're like, "Yeah, we have them on just like loop. It just plays a random one after." And so it's like anywhere you turn, it's like a different Casey Neistat video. I was like, I think if I walked in a lobby that just had my videos on each TV, yeah,
Fall to my knees. I
yeah,
don't even have enough videos to fill that many TVs. I'd see Spider-Man video, my one Tarkov video. I'd go, no.
it would be like those cosmic horror animes where like someone sees Cthulhu and their
Yeah.
eyes like blow up and flames come shooting out of their eye sockets. Yeah, I would lose my mind. They'd have to put me in a straitjacket to pull me out of there. Yeah,
If you put Eric in that room, he'd be like, oh my God. Start levitating. Eric, you simp, you bitch. Just kidding.
Now, Eric would be my safe space, I think.
Yeah.
If I saw that and I scanned the room and Eric was there with his arms open, going like, with a big trench coat, and he said, like, just crawl in here, I'll cocoon you
It's
from the
nice
shame.
in here. It's warm in here.
Yeah.
I'd crawl in there.
I just imagine Eric's big, strong guy carrying me away in his arms. Oh my God.
Both of us breastfeeding like those Roman brothers up the she-wolf.
And together, you know what? With your positive affirmations, I think we can make something of this. This thing's gonna be huge. We're gonna be like Talk Tua, but not so good at blowjobs. We're gonna be like Joe Rogan, but
not so good at blowjobs.
yeah. Yeah.
Fuck you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we're gonna be like Tim Dillon, but not fat and gay. Just one of us fat.
But fat and gay. You separated it into two people. That's funny.
Yeah. Have you like actually sat down and like watched competing podcasts? Like competing?
I don't think that's our competition, dude.
Yeah, I think there's like actual podcasters and then like
those
us,
people like $1 million Spotify deals.
Yeah.
Our competition.
Yeah, we're just happy Spotify allows us on the platform and doesn't.
I don't think it'd be good for me to look at our competition because a man call a piece. What's that for? Like for playing marbles?
I found that down in the Lego box, and I was like, and I was like, you know what? The last time I saw one of those was in Boob's car.
I don't even remember. I don't know how to play man call anymore. Like there is like they float around my life though.
Yeah,
I find them a lot.
I think it'd be cool to kind of get see if you could find a man call a board. No beads, and then see how long it takes you to collect enough beads to play the game.
I have 3 now, so I don't really remember.
You'll be like 85 by the time you can actually play it.
Yeah, and then I'll go, how the fuck do I play? Okay, I collected 500 beads. That's how much it takes for man color, right? It's not. I don't know how many it is, but it's way less.
Have you ever stepped on one of those with no shoes on? Like on a hard floor?
I can't imagine it hurts that bad because it's
on
like
your
flat
heel,
on the bottom.
On your heel,
Okay.
it would kill.
Okay, yeah,
It would
maybe. I was gonna
kill.
say it'd hurt less than a regular marble. Like it's like a pretty flat. Like I don't know. I can't imagine it's too bad. One of the worst things you can step
It's not
on.
the worst, but it's like I've become like a master of stepping on shit with no shoes now that I've got kids that leave stuff everywhere. There's basically nothing that they own that isn't just a caltrop in disguise. They got a dolphin, a plastic dolphin.
Oh, the dorsal fin or whatever.
Dorsal fin, it's like a blade, a big triangular blade. Stepped on that middle of my foot. I thought I was dying. I thought it severed my tendons in half. And then of course, as soon as I step on it, all of a sudden I'm mean to my kids afterwards. Okay, pick up your fucking toys. Yeah, I was like, who the fuck put this here?
Yeah, on the beach, I stepped on a couple of those spiky little balls.
Oh yeah,
those hurt.
What, gumballs? Oh, sand spurs?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's just like a little, I don't know what they're called.
Yeah,
spiky ball.
Little sand spur.
Stepped on some seashells that were kind of rough. So
Madeline's been losing teeth. She lost her first tooth, and that night she was like, she had like this bunny that has a little pocket on its front for the tooth fairy. You put the tooth down in the pocket, and then the tooth fairy comes and pulls it out and leaves money in the pocket.
Whatever happened to a pillow?
Well, she went to go put the tooth down in there. There was a sand spur in the pocket. How the fuck did it get in there? I don't know. She pricked her finger with it and goes like, I don't want the bunny anymore. Throws it. Then she's like, I'm going to put the tooth under my pillow.
Classic.
I'm like, classic place to put it. Cool. Have you seen her bed? Have you been in her bedroom?
No.
Holy shit, dude. You need to go up there and look. We got them like bunk beds, and she's on the top bunk. If you're a parent, by the way, and you have 2 kids, don't get like a nice bunk bed because chances are it's going to be for not a long period of time that they're going to be in it. So we got them the IKEA bunk bed. It's like $400. And it comes, I think you can get, it comes with the mattresses. But then there's also these things that attach onto it. And she's got like this big aquarium, like tube thing that goes over her top bunk. And it's like a little, like her private little tube area, private area up there. And so she has packed it with stuffies and books and pillows. She's got 12 pillows in there. And she's like, yeah, I'll put my tooth under my pillow. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to find this? Dude? Like, I could probably search in there for an hour and a half without finding it. It was insane. And so we're trying to convince her, like, put it in the Ziploc bag. It needs to be in the bag, or else the tooth fairy might not be able to find the fucking tooth. And of course, we have to wait until she falls into like a deep sleep. And so at like 12 o'clock at night, almost like 1 a.m., I go in there, and I've been smoking.
Where are your teeth at?
And I was like so cautious. I went in there and like felt around. I couldn't find a fucking tooth anywhere. And I had to like wake Abby up. I was like, Abby, I need you to go in there and find this tooth for me. And Abby's like, all right, hold on. She just goes in there like, don't, stomps all the way in there. I've never seen someone give less of a shit of a kid like being asleep.
Lift their hair up.
Yeah. She just went in there and fucking fished under. That kid was just in the bed doing this, like jostling. Yeah, fucking fish hooked her under the eyelids, pulled her up, grabbed it, crammed the money under the pillow, threw the tooth at me, and
Through the kid.
yeah. And she was just like, "Go to bed." And I was like, "That was incredible." And she, the next morning, she was like, "Dude, don't you like when they fall asleep in the bed? You just pick them up like they're a newspaper and put them under your arm and walk them in there and throw them back into their bed, and they never wake up." I'm like, I didn't even think about that. Like a kid sleeps on a completely different plane of unconsciousness than we do. You even like touch my toe while I'm sleeping and I wake up, but like they sleep so deep.
I used to be, my childhood, my kid brain lasted longer, and I used to sleep so well, like through anything. So like through college, and then now like I've just hit, like I'm a light sleeper now, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Today I woke
It's because
up
we're on the line.
because she was standing next to me, just standing up, like looking at something. And I woke up because I like felt her presence.
Yeah.
there.
It's because
And
we're on the line, dude. If
Yeah.
someone breaks in, we're no longer like, oh, the kid, my parents will take care of it. It's like,
I'm parents now.
I'm
without kids.
I'm the front line of defense. And I think it's a subconscious thing where you're just like, you have to be
Your body clicks into it's
into
like
parent mode.
warrior.
Yeah. And I don't think the same thing exists for Abby because she doesn't lock a single fucking door. And I have to go through the house. I'm like, are you like,
You just heard about that argument we had earlier where she's like, Pooh loves, well, I guess I can call myself Sam here.
Yeah.
Sam loves to keep their closed blinds at night or have them a certain way. And I'm like, it's important.
it is. That was
It
more
takes
than
a
just
voyeur to know voyeurs are out there. Okay.
that is actually funny because immediately I was on your side. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
But the
Both
blinds, if they're
Krista
like
and Abby were like, what do you mean like a way to the blinds? Abby she'll just be naked and just like walk through the house. I'm like, the people from the street can just see in. She's like, oh, I never even thought about it. I'm like, dude, when you were coming in here to bed, I didn't want you damaging Charlene, my plant, in the corner. So I lifted the things and I put the blinds down, but I flipped them a certain way.
Thank you.
The blinds by the bed, you turn them so that if you're outside, you can't like stand at an angle and peer in. If you're first floor, you don't put the blinds facing down, you do them facing up. And if you're second story, you do them facing down. And because unless someone's in a cherry picker, they're not going to be able to look in.
Oh, yeah.
There's a certain mentality. Yeah, these women, they never consider what a peeping Tom considers. But myself, I can put myself right in their shoes.
I can very easily say I'd stand right up here on a stool.
Mm-hmm.
I look right into your toilet. And they're like, what's the difference? I'm like, well, the difference is, yeah, but see, if it was the other way, they'd have to be like on their hands and knees looking up through the blinds and they'd only see your ceiling.
Yeah.
And she's always just like, I don't care. I'm like,
I don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get it.
The man who sleeps with their blinds a particular way is a fool every night but one.
Yeah.
The night that somebody comes up to your door and is like trying to look in.
Yeah.
Because it's the difference between, are they seeing me from my hips down?
Yeah.
Or they see me from my shoulders up? And I don't want them seeing my fucking dick. So,
Yeah.
not that there's something weird with it
Or anything.
that I wouldn't want someone to see it. To set, well,
I also feel like
Doesn't matter.
it's the same thing with the locking of doors. Like, yeah, that we live in a safe area. Nothing's gonna happen. But what if something did happen?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, you're here to protect me." I'm like, "Dude, I don't
want to.
I don't want to." Yeah.
I'm scared shitless.
Once again, it's gonna be like someone breaking into a prop warehouse. All I have here is prop gun, prop hammer, stab-proof knife. It can't stab.
I mean,
I would say, hey,
in the dim
bite
of
down
night,
on
this-
this blood capsule when I stab
Yeah.
it with my fake knife.
in the dim of night, this would look real. You'd be like, yeah, I'd be scared.
I don't think I would fuck with you. Yeah. like a Home Improvement Constantine,
Yeah.
like across that.
Tim Allen. Yeah, like this would be scary as fuck
Yeah.
if I start going. Oh yeah, I know how to screw and pound. You came into the wrong house, motherfucker. Yeah, but at closer inspection, I go, these are very cheaply made. Something that's a little more real.
I think there's a guy that broke out of prison he like shaved a potato to look like a gun, and then he covered it in black shoe polish. And he was just people
Let
are
me
like,
out.
yeah, people are like, oh shit, that's a gun. Like I think a lot of it's intent,
Yeah.
and your menace behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to really sell it. Remember that for the video later. When Abby's crawling towards me, blood trailing, I'd be like,
Your feet better come off the ground when you.
yeah, I'll make it hurt. I'll make it real. I put a little nail sticking. No, I wouldn't do that. There's some night. Do you want one of these? It's kind of fun to just hold.
Nah, I'm
Yeah,
good.
cool.
I'm good. Do you
Right
think all
now.
those people that like have the people that would have churches and they would go like, "This is the shroud of Jesus"? Like, do you think they knew they were frauds, or do you think they actually believed that they had like the shroud of?
I don't know. Or like people where it's like this water stain looks like Jesus.
No, I think they know
know.
they're fucking
Okay.
psychos. No, I'm saying the people that are like official church people
Mm.
that then go like, "This is the cup that Jesus drank from." Like they have like the chalice. Like there's all these like religious artifacts that they claim are the original. Do you think they fucking know deep down, or do you think they're just completely blinded by?
Well, somebody out there's got the real chalice. So it's like until you find that one, could be.
This is our placeholder.
Yeah, like this veil is like got some blood on it. Like
Yeah.
it could be any other blood or so. I don't know. I bet some of them were fully aware of like,
They're full of shit.
and then some of them were probably like, well, the guy before me told me it was, and fuck
Right.
if I know. Like I can't Google it.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll just believe it.
Mm.
Some of the antiques I've bought, I'm like, how do I even really know?
Yeah.
How do I know this is from 700? Like, what if 100 years ago a guy's just like, because it's not like I'm taking him to a museum curator or something, or I guess it wouldn't be a curator, an authenticator that's like knows enough about the stuff to be like, well, these etchings are actually, these weren't in until the 17th century. Blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff, it's just like, how the fuck do you even? Or when I was going to buy that Knight's helmet, not going to buy it, when I wanted to buy it, I literally spent like 5 hours looking through like websites because they're listing it as an authentic 14th century Knight's helmet, but then also like reading online, it's like, well, a lot of these are like Victorian era duplications.
Yeah.
And like it's hard to tell. And then so I was going through like literally like hundreds of pictures being like, oh, well, the markings on this one, like that hammering style, I don't know. Because if you get one from the 14th century, it's worth vastly more than a Victorian one. But it's like, unless you have someone that's like a real ass expert, it's pretty fucking hard to tell.
Yeah.
And with a veil, it'd be even harder. And
Those like the Victorians for some reason were very big on making fake duplicates of stuff.
replicas.
Yeah,
That's like-
replicas. A lot of
just
those,
to piss us off in modern day.
they're all hoity-toity, acting like they wear their collars up to here. But then I've heard that half of those medieval tortures were just Victorian fabrications, where they're like, first we put this fucking pear up your asshole and then crank it until you split in half. I'm like, that doesn't sound like they're all hoity-toity and prudish.
Yeah.
If they're fucking jacking off writing these horrific fan fictions about a pear that expands in your asshole.
Actually, that happened at my frat, but maybe it's the tools in front of me, maybe it's the topic, but coming up with ways to torture people would be very...
Oh, like if you were an official torturer?
Yeah, like I'm sure it'd be
I
very
don't wanna
satisfying to get when you do hit a new torture method and
positive feedback.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh my god!" Like, I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah,
I bet that feels really good.
probably. Yeah.
Also, I don't
think I'd want to be the torturer. I think I'd want to be the guy that comes up with new tortures.
Yeah, I don't want to see it happen.
Yeah, no,
that'd be grotesque.
that's horrific.
But even like
That's immoral.
Torture, just like that would get an answer out of me.
Yeah.
Like hammer to one finger, I'd be like, "Holy shit!" I'll tell you. Like you don't have to really.
That's
go.
like the pain of like doing work.
Yeah, like you don't.
Like a normal working man.
Oh Christ!
Oh,
In the
that's
seventh
like
grade.
that's like a 6-hour shift as a construction worker. I'll tell you anything.
Well, like like real hard. Like if you're actually
Like you're
nailing
trying to drive a nail.
yeah, like if you're driving a nail and you actually hit your thumb, it's gonna hurt like fucking crazy. But if some guy's just like bam, boom, boom, boom. Okay, fine. Like 4 of them, I'd be like, ah.
Yeah.
And if I was working a construction job, I actually fucking hit my thumb. I'd be like, in the
Instead-
third grade, I pissed my pants and I put the pants on the back of the bus.
And spilling secrets to yourself.
Yeah, I just don't feel it. Like I feel like some of the torturers are definitely like they get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Because like, here's some torture. Like, would that not get some? I guess people have stronger wills than me,
Yeah.
but I feel like you would not have to tie me to some mechanism and put a pear up my ass.
Yeah.
You could just like hit me really hard with like a fucking wrench.
I think I think the torture half the time isn't for the confession. Those medieval tortures were as like a
Just punishment.
no, it was like okay, you're getting cleft in twain in front of everybody so that the people in the crowd know that this is what happens to you if you do that. If you do
Yeah,
blank,
that's
whatever
fair.
that thing was. Whereas I think I've heard that like if they're gonna torture you, the most effective torture that they can do is they just have a pair of pliers.
Yeah.
And they're like, if I take pliers to your fingers, I'll get answers
Or
in no
like-
time.
Like the sharpened sticks in your fingernail.
Even
Like
that seems a little like, why not just use a pair of pliers?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do insane amounts of things with pliers.
I feel like just even with my hands, if I just like grabbed in a guy's mouth and started like just shaking around in there, like
Yeah.
that'd scare the shit out of you.
I actually, back when I played on Xbox, I knew a guy that was, he was in the military, and then his friend was a guy that was like an interrogator in Afghanistan.
And you gotta believe him because you played probably Halo 2 or 3 with them or something.
And he was like, actually, we don't torture. What we do is we put them in, because he's like, we found out that doesn't, you don't get, you get answers, but you don't get correct answers.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you have the facility itself is the torture. You, when you walk in the door, are the savior. So the place is like, they'll keep the place at like 65 degrees Fahrenheit with no
Pretty.
blanket. No, they won't have like a comfy cot. or-
65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Isn't that much, but if you're just sitting inside of a place, like inside of a jail cell that's just concrete, like it gets cold.
Okay.
You'll get uncomfortably cold.
yeah.
Not to the point where you're gonna get hypothermia and die. But
I mean, it's like what I keep my house at.
yeah,
Like,
but you have clothes on. These
Yeah.
people are just wearing like a short sleeve shirt. And it gets cold if you're just sitting there long enough. Okay, fine. Make it 10 degrees cold.
Jesus Christ, 50 more. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
They're not trying to kill him. What
Yeah.
they just goes in there and talks to him. Like, hey man, and like, I'm just here to
Are
get
you chilly?
information. What?
No. That's what I keep my house at.
What village are you from? Like blah blah blah. Gets information
Yeah.
from, him. And then goes like starts asking questions like the stuff that's actually important, you know. And then he goes like, hey, I could get you like a blanket or something like that. Are you cold? And the guy's like, oh shit. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Imagine it 10 degrees colder. Ah! I'll tell you.
Anything. I'll tell you anything.
Imagine just kind of a chilly, like spring day.
Well, okay, dude.
I know if you're in there for like a long ass
They
time.
can't go in there and just
Yeah.
beat them with hammers. Okay, there's like international laws or what have you.
Well, I feel like you could go a little colder
Yeah,
or a little hotter.
yeah. Well, they go in there. They're basically like the savior. Like, oh, I'll get you a more comfortable bed. I'll get you. Oh, are you hungry?
Good cop, bad place.
Exactly. And he brings you blankets. He brings you blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, he's like your confidant.
Psychologically.
Yeah. He's like, oh, this is a good guy. He's bringing me things to make my stay more hospitable. These aren't like bad people. These are good people in a place that is not great. You know, I got the one good guy. Oh, God forbid I piss him off. I could get
Yeah.
a bad cop in a bad place. That'd be horrific. And he's like, we found we get answers almost all the time. And aren't you slightly uncomfortable in this room?
Oh my god, this room is not room temperature. It's not the perfect room.
I say that because like if it's like 68 degrees down here in this basement and I sit still at my computer editing, I'm like, I get cold. I go like, "Sheesh."
I give up like all the secrets of my like military.
I know, dude. Fuck.
You got
So
me.
I just lowered that by 3 degrees, and I thought that's a good temperature
like
to
you-
say. I didn't think you were gonna
Yeah.
pick apart the entire store.
They bring you into this horrible place. It's like 65 degrees.
Well, they're gonna make it like a walk-in freezer. The guy will die if they don't bring him a blanket.
No, but like 48 degrees or so. I don't know. Like
feel like
65
you
is
would
like
die.
my ideal temperature. I'd be like, oh my god, it's so hot out there in the desert. Like, thank God I'm in this air conditioned room. That's like a very pleasant. And they're like, do you want a blanket? I'd be like, fuck no. But if you know those tricks going into it, that's what we should teach them.
Yeah.
Because then they'd be like, here's a blanket. You'd be like, fuck you. And then what? They can't hit you with a hammer. Well, we've seen
I would say
our military
thanks- yeah, I
still
would
did
love a
shit
blanket.
where it's
I would
like
want a TV too, and then I would just keep asking for stuff.
Skate 4 playtest.
Have you played that, by the way?
No.
It is
Oh, I played in an earlier state, and I've heard it's gotten better.
okay. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. Wait,
Probably
I've
not a
signed
lot.
an NDA,
Yeah.
so I can't show footage. I can talk about it though, right?
Is it a specifically non-footage?
It's just good things. I'm sure if I was like people making the game, they wouldn't. Guys, I'm having fun. Okay.
No, you said too
Don't sue me. I'm having fun on the Skate 4 game. There's a lot of parkour. Oh, I'm gonna get hit with a hammer.
I want to talk more about torture. But go on. These tools. What can I do with these
The
tools?
Skate 4 execs are like, okay, all it takes is a 65 degree room, and a blanket.
Sign this NDA.
No. We'll bring you a blanket.
Lay out all these tools and then a thermostat. Slowly turn it to 65. Oh, you're enjoying that 70 degrees?
Oh,
Do that one. Take that one.
put the pear up my ass. I don't care.
Yeah. Legally, we can't anymore. Even though there's some pictures online that will tell you that we are very much
I
doing
would-
worse things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like Guantanamo Bay, where they just like blast them with Rage Against the Machine for
Or, like,
hours.
The Middle East, where they're like shocking them and making
Yeah.
them sad. But the weather is something you can't control. You can't make your body get warmer without a blanket. So you can tune out a hammer in the hand. Like one finger, you'd be like, I only got four left on this
It's
hand.
illegal, dude.
Yeah.
It's illegal.
But like,
I didn't even think about that. He talks about like, he's like, no, we can't do that because of the Geneva Convention. I'm like, I mean, what about all that stuff it came out that they were doing in Guantanamo Bay? Where they're just like stacking them up.
yeah,
and,
we
like-
don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the temperature in there was perfectly.
I've heard
Yeah.
Guantanamo Bay is a frigid 64.
Yeah. No, the temperature in
Hellish.
there is like perfect. So they're able to do more evil. They're like, well, it's not like we're freezing them to death. We don't even give them a blanket. They don't even
Yeah.
need a blanket.
No.
We don't even give them to them when they go to bed. But we can hit the shit out of them with a hammer and say, God, that's. If you're listening to this from Guantanamo Bay, I'm so
We're
fucking
so
sorry. We've never been tortured.
Yeah.
And somebody, I made a tweet about that once. Where I'm like, because I was watching Lost, and Saeed and that like tortures people a lot.
Oh yeah, he's the pliers guy. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, that needs pliers.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
watching that, I'm like, every time he tortures someone, I'm like, oh. I tweeted,
You know what?
Like, I wouldn't last 1 second getting tortured, and people are like, poor taste. I'm like, I would, like, I'd give up secrets
I don't think there's any secret
unless it
I
was
can-
like a big secret.
I don't even think I have anything in my mind that's worth getting even one finger broken or a fingernail pulled.
Let's say a fan's like, what's Sam's home address?
I'll give it to him.
Like, he rears back, I'd be like,
yeah, let's see.
But for you, I'd take probably 3 fingers.
I have a gun here. Like, just tell him my address and just tell me later.
But what if he started
What if it was uncomfortably chilly?
65? I'm fine. 64? Oh, it's in Tallahassee. I'll tell you that much. 63. Okay.
It's
okay.
in the Northeast.
Okay, I'll give you the layout. I'll tell you the weak points. Tell you where the cameras are, where they're not. But yeah, Saeed like made me really think about getting
You know what? I'm
tortured.
starting to think, is that known from what I've seen of like a person talking about modern day torture, them only really using like pliers, or is it just from my experience watching Lost? Did he just use pliers?
But it's like it makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
You could do it like with pliers, just grab your cheek, like pinch it really hard.
Mhm.
And that's like getting off easy. Now we're getting into like fingernails.
Yeah.
We're getting into like your septum, like grabbing that and just like, I don't know. I would never torture someone. Let's get that clear. I think you can get really creative with it and do a lot of unorthodox stuff that scare people.
Yeah.
Like putting your full body weight and hanging onto their ear and like trying to hang from their ear.
Tear it off.
Yeah. Well, and then they're gonna
That's
start,
effective torture.
and then you talk in the ear and say, "Can you hear me now?" And put it back on their head. Now are you listening? 64. No, but I would. It's like one of those things where it's like I would do it. I don't want to. I'd be curious what I'd be capable of.
Yeah. No, I don't think I would ever. I don't think I would ever torture anybody.
No, I couldn't torture a fly.
Yeah. I honestly, just going into it, like, I could see a scenario where I'm so mad and I want to get information that I might be driven to violence.
Yeah, I could torture
But
someone
then-
if they like knew where my family was,
Yeah.
and they're like, "I'm not going to tell you." If they're like mocking me too,
Yeah.
then I. I don't know what I'd do, but I'd probably just grab a gun and be like, "Talk now," and shoot their head off, and then I'd be like, "Oh."
I can't
You go way
imagine.
too far.
I think if I was a person trying to withhold a secret from me, and then they saw me turn around and watch like that Prisoners, I think that's the movie Prisoners, where like Hugh Jackman with a hammer, and I'm sitting there going like, okay, do that. I walk in with a hammer, they'd be like, I'm not telling you shit. I just watched you watch like the most intimidating a
come
person
on.
could be.
You got this. You got this. You got this. Oh man, I'm gonna hit you out with this if you don't tell me.
It's like it's a one-way mirror, but it's facing the opposite way, and they see me outside the door and go like, you got
I can't do this. I can't do this.
I put on a straight face and I walk in there. Yeah, I probably would. I wouldn't give shit.
You ever seen Prisoners? They're like, yeah. Fuck. Okay.
Have you seen Lost?
Yeah. You ever seen that Batman movie where the Joker's got the pencil? No. Okay. You have a pencil.
What? And I killed the guy. Oh
Yeah,
fuck!
But just do that. To
That guy knew where my family was.
the side of their arm. You want to see a pencil go in your arm? Ta-da. Fuck. Wait, sorry, you're saying something about skate? It's like fun.
Skateboard's good, dude. It's good.
I can't believe you revealed something in an NDA without even getting a little tickle of torture. You just revealed that it's good.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, Skate 4 devs, if you see this. Sorry, I lit it out of the bag. Game's pretty good. Had some fun. If you are watching though, I would like the map, which I know is not indicative of the final product. The map is very metropolitan. It's like you're skating in the downtown financial district of a major city.
Need more observatory type things.
I
or
need
what?
more industrial. More like I'm at a loading dock.
A quarry.
Yes. Yeah, the quarry area with all those like small little street skate spots. Everything is like every staircase you come to is like a 15 set. Every rail you hit is like 25 feet long. Like it looks like it's made for the X Games. Like it's a city made by the X Games. And I'm like, that's cool. But
Tony Hawk Town.
yeah, Tony Town.
Tony Hawk built this town. I hate living here. It's so fucking sucks.
All the railings are up to here.
Yeah.
The stairs are so big.
The cars, you can only drive 5 miles an hour. You just have to be
Everybody's-
okay with them grabbing on.
Everybody's
skitching.
itching.
Yeah.
Everybody's itching rides.
There's skitchers everywhere. Can't get to goddamn work on time. Yeah. There's something there about Tony Town. Nice.
But it's good. It's good.
And when I played it, it wasn't. So I'm glad
Really?
to hear that. It was boring.
Oh, really?
The most fun you could have. EA, don't cancel my thing because now I'm going to play the new version. It was okay, but it wasn't obviously super early, so it's not going to be as good as Skate 3. It's probably not going to be as good as Skate 3 when it's fully done. But the most fun you could have is just rolling, which
Yeah.
I did really enjoy. But for some reason, like, you couldn't pump and get very much speed at all at the time. And it was genuinely faster to just like jump up in the air without a skateboard and roll. And you could just somersault over and over and over. And it was faster than riding a skateboard. So my friends and I would just roll around town and like roll up a ramp. And I love that. Don't get me wrong. And you could like penguin belly slide. But
That penguin slide, by the way, if you do like a hippie jump, you jump off your board, you can then go like Superman.
I
and
do
then,
love that shit.
And then
Like,
undo it and land back on your board, which if someone did that in real life would be the most insane skate trick that's ever been pulled. The people like the judges of that skate competition would be like, I don't know what that is. That guy just jumped off his board and went whoo, completely horizontal and then landed back on his board.
and I don't think what I'm about to say is real, but I think that's possible. I think if you could jump high enough, I almost think you could do that. I don't think what I'm saying is real. I don't think I'm telling the truth. But in my head, you could do that if
Yeah.
you could jump really high.
Maybe.
I don't know. You get your legs back like that.
Yeah, I think you would probably fall and not look as graceful as the guy on skate because he just
Well, you'd have to catch it real low.
he jumps up, goes horizontal, and then just puts his legs back down like it's nothing.
No, I think you'd have to catch it like, whoa, I can't believe I did that. But I think it could be done. I can only jump this high off the ground, though. So
Yeah, the rolling is still very much a thing.
I guess it's still fast.
Oh, it's fast as can be. Which honestly, if they remove that, I'd be upset.
No, I did. It was my favorite. I don't want to say that, like, that wasn't my qualm with the game. It's that the rest of the game, besides rolling.
the skating part wasn't as good as the parkouring part.
Yeah, it's the rolling.
Yeah, the skating is. If you go through the settings, they have an incredible amount of settings there, which is awesome. And I like that you can kind of make it the skate game you want because I feel like they had a lot of audience feedback where they were like, "Hey, we want it to." There's two types of people that love the skate games, the skate franchise. There's the people that like doing the jump up in the air speed glitch thing where you like put the board under your feet at the last second and shoot forward going 1,000,000 miles per hour and then play that even flow song while doing Christ airs across the map. And then there's the people that like to do a realistic skate video.
Big
And-
jumpers going for flips and tricks.
Yeah.
And just people that like have fun going around a town doing
Yeah,
like.
I want it to look like an actual tray flip into a grind. And the settings, like it's way more than just easy, medium, hardcore. You can kind of like pick and choose what your settings are, and you can get it super hardcore, or you can make it as cartoony almost as you want. But I have noticed, regardless of what your settings are, instead of doing the roll thing, you can actually gain speed by just doing reverts, which is where you just kind of like shift feet around and make your board like turn around to a 180. And so you can sit there and go like, and you can haul ass by just doing reverts, which is insane. But
yeah, they just need to make pumping faster.
Yeah.
That's still.
well, everything else is so high speed, and then actually skating, your guys like. I have the greatest video of
All
yesterday.
time.
Yesterday,
Poob was riding around with my daughters on like little scooters on the back porch, and they're 4 and 6 years old, so they're going slow as fuck. And Poob's on a grown-up Razor scooter, and so he doesn't want to just run them over. So he's acting like he's hauling ass, and so he's like pumping his legs super hard, but going like 1 mile per hour. And that's what it feels like playing the
skate,
actual
yeah.
skate game versus getting off your board and just hauling ass rolling. It's like I feel like I gotta get off my board so I can turn into Sonic the Hedgehog and blitz
Yeah,
across
it's just
the
like
map.
those people that like the realistic skating aren't gonna love seeing everyone around them like rolling
Yeah.
really quickly and
Yeah.
penguins sliding down hills.
Also, by the way, skate people, once again, if this isn't an NTA breaking thing, I would like it if you put player collision on.
Oh, so there's none.
No, because one of the more fun things that you could do was in the other skate games, if
Hit someone with your skateboard.
you just pick up your skateboard and bash the hell out of someone. And I've had a problem with when I'm skating, someone will see that I'm skating, and I've dropped in one of the better things you've added is as you do challenges and stuff, they give you more things to unlock. And some of the things you unlock are cosmetics, but some of them are just like, you've unlocked a new rail to drop, and you can just drop a different type of rail down to like make your own lines. And if you've set up a cool line, some fucking Joe Schmo will ride by and be like, oh, check it out, cool line. I wish there was just directional VoIP where I could be like, dude, get the fuck out of here. First of all. And second of all, if he doesn't, I want to be able to beat him to death with my skateboard and then go to town on him with some pliers.
Yeah.
And then I want to make him a little bit uncomfortable. I'm going to make it 65 degrees. And I'll say, it's warmer over there, dude.
Yeah.
Where the
Sun's
sun's shining.
shining
Yeah,
over
get over
there.
there. But
Yeah. He used to skateboard and like flip it over to the sandpapery part and rub it on the back of his head really fast.
and you're bald now.
My hair. And then take the wheels, get him spinning real fast, then put his cheeks up to it.
Freaking hurts.
Yeah, and then like the trucks are like the back of a hammer, and you like put his tongue in it. I can kill a man with any tool in my bottle cap. Eat that.
Honestly, I think if I ever got into like a fight, the only thing I would want to do in a fight situation,
Kill.
would be have a friend and do that thing where you get behind them and bend over, and then I push them and they fall backwards.
Tabletop.
Yeah, because it's like at that point I'm not going to kill them. That's not going to hurt them.
Yeah.
It makes